think I show up as a leader in my community, mainly because it's really hard for me not to speak up if I notice that there's a voice or a perspective that maybe needs to be highlighted that isn't being regarded. Working to sort of initiate 2 interest groups in my office, the Sustainability Committee and the EDI Committee. So we started some conversations, and yeah, I feel that I've been pretty active pushing for those and pushing conversations.
So I first got involved with the AIA right after the pandemic and things started to open back up. I moved here right before that, and so I was just really desperate to connect with the local community and get really involved in the Portland architecture scene. So when I engaged with AIA Oregon, I was part of the team that restarted the Social Hour series. I went from being the co-chair of the Emerging Professionals Committee to now having a position on the National Associates Committee. And I have the opportunity to meet people from all around the country and bring back all that really incredible information back to the state and share it with our local emerging professionals.
When my friend came to me, she's like, let's build a NOMA chapter. I was like, I don't even know what that is. And she was like, well, it's a space where minorities can be uplifted in the architecture community. I was like, all right, let's do that. And so we found the little paper of how-to steps, and they're like, find 5 minority architects. And so we threw it out into the ethers of the internet, and we got lucky. And people responded very enthusiastically and like, we were needing this, we've been waiting for this.
For me, leadership and service are really tied together. So like being a leader, just for me personally, doesn't mean a lot if I'm not also serving the community that I'm leading in. You know, if I know there's a problem in our community, that I'm showing up for the people that are close to me, or help out neighbors, or serve at nonprofits, or whatever it is, like being part of the solution. I think that's the best way that I can lead in my community, and encouraging other people to do that too.
I really like the quote I've heard that's about planting trees whose shade you'll never sit under. I think for younger generations, the opportunities that exist for them is access to knowledge, access to mentorship, access to traditional ecological knowledge of the land, really just about access.
I think I'm hopeful just knowing that the trajectory of the industry is moving towards being really conscious with how we use the resources we have, as well as like continuing to innovate with new technologies and all of that sort of thing as well.
Our generation, I think, is unique because we are such an empathetic generation. I think we are incredibly self-aware. A big population of our generation has engaged in some form of therapy at some point in their life, but it's just left us feeling, I think, very curious and empathetic about how spaces impact how we feel, how spaces are going to impact other people, and to just take a different approach to how we approach design.
I would love to see more firms or more architects and their clients, because oftentimes it's all of what we do is client-driven, right? We're, in the end, we are in service of our clients, and I would just like to see a harder push to do like really meaningful engagement with the people who will be impacted by our buildings.
I, as a woman in engineering, I've heard lots of stories of like the generation before me, like what you had to go through to get respect or to be heard in the field, and like how hard those women have worked to get to where they are. And then because I can see how their work impacted my ability to get where I am in my career, like I want to have that same impact on the next generation as well.